Hello, everybody. Let me get my camera on. And the lens cap off. Welcome. Welcome to today's hobby live stream. I had so much fun. My music is so loud on my ears. Good lord, what was I listening to? Oh, right. Yes, I remember now. I was having so much fun painting Sabine. I forgot words for a second. Sorry, it's been a weirdly frazzled morning for me, even though I've been ahead of schedule, but then also at the very last minute, forgot all of my painting supplies. I got my camera set up, I made sure everything was good, I made sure my lighting was good, I got all my music good and everything, and then I was like, I sat down, it was 10:59 and went, fuck, where is my palette, my water, and my brushes? I don't have any of them. So, that got me a little bit frazzled, but hello everybody. Hello everybody in chat, Go For It Painting, Captain Discord. It's lovely to see you all today. Roel, hello. Alright, so today we're going to be painting some more Imperial Assault. We painted up Sabine. Hold on, let me get the camera to focus on her. There we go. So we painted up Sabine. Look how lovely she looks. Beautiful. Really happy with how she turned out. And today we're going to paint up her partner in the rebellion. Well, one of them. Spectre 5. No. She's Spectre 5. Spectre 4. Zeb. And I'm actually really excited about this. He has a fairly simple color scheme. I actually needed to look up reference for him, even more so than I did Sabine. Mostly because I didn't remember exactly what his outfit looked like. Because it had been a while. He's not... Of all of the Rebels characters, of like the main Ghost crew, he's probably like the lowest, I guess, of my favorites. But only minorly. Because I actually do still really like him. There was just some, like, hit or miss episodes that focused on him occasionally. And I don't really blame him for that. I blame the writers. But I really think this model's super cool. And he's got a very simple color scheme. It's yellow, green, and predominantly purple. Because that is his flesh tone. So we're going to go through the same process that we did with Sabine. We're going to start with a Nuln Oil wash on her. Or him, sorry. Like we did on her. And then we will dry brush with some white. And we'll get to painting. Hello, Bob! Welcome to the stream! I also did remember to bring my blow dryer, so we have that ready to go, so we can make sure this Nuln Oil wash doesn't take 12,000 hours to dry. Alright, let's get this shook up. How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are all having a... What day is it of the week? It's Friday. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. Sorry, I forgot what day... My week is really weirdly thrown off. I don't know why. I think it's because I had a day off yesterday, and that was weird. And whenever I have days off, it always throws me for a loop, you know? I'm like, what do I do? Alright, let's get this opened up, and we'll get him coated. And again, kind of like what I did with Sabine, I want to go with a heavier Nuln Oil wash here. Also, let me know if music is all sounding good. It should be. I don't think I've changed any settings since the last time we streamed, but do let me know. Occasionally, the computer just adjusts things on its own, I'm pretty sure, so. More than likely, it's me messing with something and not realizing it, but, you know, let me know. I like Zeb's weird feet. It's like giant toes. The Star Wars aliens are always quite fun. I think partially because they did so many of them as puppets. I feel like when you design your aliens intentionally to be puppets...
Is this about Chopper?
What? No.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright.
What do you mean?
I know you've been on a Chopper should be a Muppet kick.
Oh my god, yes, sorry. I thought you were talking about Chopper as in like Chopper as in the rope, like the droid.
No, sorry.
No, I was just saying that I really like Star Wars's alien designs because I feel like a lot of them are designed with the intention of potentially being a puppet. Like because you know they're very Henson-esque sometimes.
Well, their origins came from rubber suits, right?
Exactly. So like I feel like they're really inherently meant for that, and I do like puppets. And to Chaos Cultist's point, we will start to talk about how Chopper should absolutely be a puppet. And no, we're not talking about Chopper in Star Wars. We're talking about Chopper in One Piece. Because if you guys haven't been watching the Netflix One Piece series, like the live action show, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm not even a like hardcore One Piece fan. Okay, like I read very little of the manga. I got to like basically them beating up Buggy the first time, and I think I got to like where Usopp was, but I found it really obnoxious, and so I stopped reading. And then I randomly caught like the portion of the anime where Chopper was introduced to for the first time. And that's pretty much the extent of like my history with One Piece. But I am absolutely loving the live action show, mostly because the cast and the director and like really everybody involved seems super passionate about the project. Like they're all fans of some level. They understand and they're just like really committed to their characters. And it's really obvious and it's very appreciated. Plus the sets and the costuming, like it's all really, I think, well done. Like I think they've captured Oda's work very well, which is impressive considering how like very cartoony his work is, you know? But yeah, I really think, so they've announced season 2 for the show, which is fantastic news, in my opinion. And Chopper's coming. Like, that is guaranteed. And I really, really hope he's a puppet. In the same way that they do all the snail phones as puppets. Because I think it would work. I think that much in the same way that, like, because Grogu's a really small character and just works super well as a puppet, I think it would work. Just do it. Netflix, do it. Okay, I am pretty happy with how we're looking here. We've got a little bit of a cooling problem, but we'll adjust that. Okay, so let's get the blow dryer out, and we'll start drying this so we can do a second coating if we need to. Let's do it on low and pick it. Oh, go for a painting, guys. A good point. Everybody should hit the like button. Do make sure to do that if you're enjoying the content. And the ambient noise of me blow drying. Oh, I have some like major cooling. Hold on. Alright, that's better. His leg had like a major just cool up of Nolan oil. I think I can force it to go the other way a little bit, actually. There we go. It is drying quite well. Has anybody else been watching the One Piece show? I know a lot of people, like, I didn't really get into the anime necessarily. Like, it's kind of one of those anime that's either you love it or you never really got into it. I don't feel like there's in-betweens on it. And I'm kind of one of those, I never really got into it, but gosh darn. And I was skeptical too of the Netflix show because I know that the Cowboy Bebop Netflix show was crap. There's been a lot of anime that's been turned into live action and done terrible jobs with, like BBZ, which I know is not a show, but that movie was awful. And One Piece is wild, you know? So I was really not sure how they were gonna manage it. Seb, we don't need that much pooling there. Okay, let's just spread some of that back around, buddy. There we go. I'm just gonna spread some of the stuff that's left that needs to dry around a little bit more. Back into some of the areas where it might have pooled out of. Oh, sorry! I am totally off camera. My apologies. I was sitting way too far back. Alright, let's continue spreading some of this color back around. Because I really want it to stick in his beard. Let me make sure also he's a little bit focused. There we go. And I do want him to... a little bit of color where his eyes are. I might attempt to do a little bit more with his eyes because they're a bit larger because they're alien, but I haven't decided. I might just do my go-to thing where I let the washes kind of pool in there and give the effect of eyes painted without actually doing it because I'm not the best at it, I will admit. All right, I need to get a little bit of normal oil down his chest because I think I just missed it or it just pulled all out of the way. There we go. There we go. This is better. We'll do probably one more pass with the blow dryer just to get all this dried up a little bit more again. And then we will switch over to our highlight color of white. The challenging thing on Zeb is actually going to be doing his flesh tone. Because he has a little bit of, let me see, let me go back over to my reference material. He's got some stripe patterns on him. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. I think the way that I'm going to approach it... I'm trying to debate if I want to do it like how I did Sabine's patterns on her outfit. Or if I think I might do it as a wash. But I'll need to find out. I'll need to see what I do with the base flesh tone. Because he's actually a little bit pinkier. Like, he's a little bit lighter. Actually, speaking of which, we might do 2 dry brushes on him. A white, but also a purple. Okay, I do like that idea. Okay, so we're gonna dry this. It needs to dry a bit more, and then we will do this. Captain Discord, if you're like that, you'll probably love the live action version, honestly. Like, I think they picked a phenomenal cast. They've made Buggy hotter than, like, I ever thought possible, and I'm not even into clowns, but, like, my god, is he a sexy murder clown? I love it. Honestly, they've really just done a good job with all of them. Like, now, obviously, there are certain characters that they've toned down. Like, Usopp doesn't have, like, a super long Pinocchio-type nose or anything like that. Arlong's, like, face isn't quite as dramatic as it is in the manga and anime, but the adaptations that they do, like, the changes that they do make, I think are all appropriate, and outside of just... I actually really haven't heard complaints about the designs of the characters as represented in live action from, like, hardcore One Piece fans. I'm certain that there's probably, like, some out there, but, like I've been watching the Anime Man and a couple other people, like, associated with Sea-Dog VA and everything, all those that big anime group, and all of them seem to be loving it, and if I get the general consensus, that's kind of how people feel about it. I don't know. I would encourage you to check it out if you happen to have Netflix available. Well, see, then you just buy one separately, Ro. You don't have to borrow your mom's necessarily. Although, like, if she's a cool mom, she'll just let you borrow it. You know, be gentle with it. Use it on its low settings. You don't want to melt your plastic. So you should be fine with it. It shouldn't destroy anything. But they do make, like, just small travel size ones that are, like, super cheap, that still have decent controls on their heat output, that you could totally pick up. Very inexpensive. That is very true. I do end up getting very focused. I hope that it's not too loud for you. Also, welcome to the stream, the Hobby Collab. We're working on Zeb today from Imperial Assault. Alright, we're looking mostly dry. I think there's a little bit of moisture down by his feet and a little bit on his chest still. I'll move that up a little bit back into his beard. There we go. Lovely. There is still a little bit. I did spot Zeb Mandalorian's cameo, and I actually think they did a spectacular job with his CG. He looked great. Like, he looks so good. I was hoping, and I have less hope for it now at this point, like where we're at in Ahsoka, but I had hoped we'd see Zeb, like, talking with Hera or something, I don't know, in Ahsoka, but I don't know. It's always great when you're able to catch a live stream as well, the Hobby Collab. I love having the company. How many of you have watched up to the most recent episode of Ahsoka? Is it safe for me to talk about it? That's probably true. They probably don't want to bring him in too often, specifically for that reason. I don't disagree with you there, James. Like, he is... I mean, they did such a good job with his model in Mandalorian that it must have been expensive. Like, it looked really good. If you guys can look up, like, pictures of Zeb in live action if you want to. It looked really fantastic. Clone Wars is so good. I loved Rebels. You know, actually, now that I think about it, I think I finished Rebels before I ever finished Clone Wars. It's technically, like, I've seen all of Clone Wars just out of order. Hello, X-Lobster! Welcome to the live stream! I mean, Chopper's always been a serial murderer wrapped in a cute robot. That's what he was the entirety of Rebels. Like, the Chopper, I think, outside of, like, R2-D2, and I don't even know, like, it depends on how you count it, really, but, like, Chopper has maliciously killed more people than I think most assassin droids and most other droids just out there. Because of just his shenanigans. The fact that, like, Jason is as sweet and innocent as he is in Ahsoka astounds me because of just how much time Chopper spends with him. And I'm like, how is Chopper not made him a little bit more wild? I don't know. Maybe he's toned down because Hera is a parent now and he's like, I have to be a good role model. Oh, I love Chopper. I don't understand why people don't love Chopper. Like, I think, I don't remember if it's Eric Voss over on, oh, what's Voss's channel called? I always forget. No, that's the other guy. I can't remember, but it's either Eric Voss or the host of Screen Crush, whose name I have forgotten off the top of my head right now. But they basically both their channels do breakdowns of various pop culture stuff, and both of them have a big focus on the Disney Plus series, specifically Ahsoka. And one of them, I can't remember which, was just like very anti-Chopper because of how mean or like how murderous he is. And it cracks me up because I'm like, that's part of the charm. That's like what makes Chopper adorable and funny, is how much he just slays. It's so good. Okay, I need to get a little bit of lighter color tone paint, but I need to not pull my cables out when I do that, so one moment. Here's my matte white, and then I actually want... I think I'm gonna go with Mutant Hue, because Zeb has a little bit... Okay, this is a toy. Let me look at the... He's got a little bit of a grayish tone to him. Like, he's a lot of purple, green, gray, yellow. So what I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do for his undertone, for his flesh, to get that slight gray tint. And I'm thinking what color I want to... Oh, you know what? I should do what I did... I don't remember I did this on Sabine, but I'm gonna do it on Zeb. I'm gonna use Khaki Krieg as my other light color tone. So we're gonna do this first because he's got so much green in his outfit, and he himself has a little bit of like a gray-green hue to his flesh tone. So yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna go with. I don't feel like I have a better option that doesn't just go more gray. And I don't think I want to go full gray. I think I want it to have a little bit of this green. So we'll do this first. Yes, I am part of the dark side. When it comes to Force users, I mean, I like plenty of Jedi, but don't get me wrong, but I do tend to lean towards the Sith. Alright, let's get this colored out. Get our dry brush ready. Flip over a paper towel. And we'll get to dry brushing. Oh yeah, I think this will actually work really well. That's very close. I can make this work. I can do it. Alright, Zeb. Let's make sure you're in focus. We're gonna start on the back. Make sure our brush is plenty without too much excess paint, and okay, yeah, this is gonna be great, actually, I think. Because it's gonna work for his outfit as well as him. Actually, I think I may have taken a little bit too much paint off. I'm also going to dampen this brush just a smidge to smooth this out a bit. There we go. Yeah, I think this is gonna doing a lot of work for us. They do always have the coolest outfits. You're totally right. Hello, Matt's Hobby Workshop. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I really enjoy. I'm so glad grisailles have come sort of into vogue when it comes to miniature painting. They're so nice. Like, I just really like the effect of them. I like the process of them too, because my background is in comic books, and specifically I used to read a lot of black and white manga. I really enjoy just black and white aesthetics, just in general. Color's great, do not get me wrong. I love a good colored graphic novel, or manga, or comic, or just picture. But there's something about, honestly, the way that like etchings and chiaroscuro work in art that I just love. And Grisaille works with that, it emphasizes it. So just, I really like it. Do I have my small dry brush? I may not have grabbed that. I may have to go grab my small dry brush to get in the where his arms cross over his chest. I think Balin Scroll is amazing. Absolutely love his character. I'm so sad that he is not around to be able to revel in people's appreciation of his performance, because I think he's been doing a phenomenal job. Absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh, he is looking so handsome. Zeb. My man. My big purple alien friend. You're very underappreciated, for how cool you are. I think it's because they had him do a lot of like goofier things with Ezra in the very beginning. That's my theory, at least. Also not sure how much people like the few episodes that really involved like his people or whatever. I don't know how much that grabbed people. Alright, I think I need to... Yeah, I grabbed the wrong dry brush. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. I need to go grab the brush. Here we go. It might be getting a little too beat up to use. We'll see. Oh no, that's such a shame. I do think I may have worn this one out. Dang it. Do I have any other tiny round brushes from them? I don't think, not of this style. Man. I wonder if I can... I might see if I can restore this. Okay, let's see. I get a little bit of water in there. Because this should be quick enough to dry. It's such a tiny bristle. I'm gonna get my brush cleaner, and we'll see if we can restore this brush a little bit. That Zeb over there, grab that, and let me get the brush cleaner. If you guys are not familiar with brush cleaners, I specifically like to use, and this is not sponsored or anything, but I know people will ask. So here's what I am using. It is the Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver by B&J. I have used this stuff since college. It was recommended to me from one of my professors. Because that's what he used to clean his brushes. You can use this to clean out your oil paints as well as like watercolors, acrylics, etc. So for those of you that do work with oils, definitely can use it for that. But we're gonna just get some on our brush here. I will switch this out in a second because we don't want to keep using it, but I'm just gonna rub it against my hand and see if we can get those bristles moving a bit more, because I think I'm wondering if maybe I didn't clean it fully and maybe there was some white paint left over from when I did Sabine. I thought I had cleaned all the brushes. It was in the stand, so it should have been, but it really wasn't wanting to move, so I'm kind of guessing I may have done a subpar job. Yeah, because that definitely looks like it's got paint in it. Oh yeah! Hey, okay, we restored it. It's moving again. Fantastic. Look at that. Oh, hold on, you can't see. There we go. Look at that. Those bristles are moving again. And this is why I like this stuff, because it really does repair brushes. If you accidentally leave some acrylic paint or a contrast paint, I think speed paint would probably be fine too. Like if you accidentally leave your little bit of paint in your bristles, this stuff generally helps get it back out and restores those bristles. You can also leave this in your brush, like after you've cleaned it. And I would recommend getting 2 different containers for this, because like that's actually what I do. So this is the one where I stick the brush in and it can get paint in it and I don't really care. I have one that's clean, that only clean brushes go into, and what that one is for is basically getting this conditioner essentially onto the bristles in between uses. So if I've really been beating up a brush and I want to restore it, that's how I do it, because then it'll just stay it in there and then you wash it out before you use it. That's a key point. You don't want to leave it in before going into your paints, because the suds will affect your paint negatively, especially contrast paints. It just causes it to not stick or anything like that. But it's really nice stuff, and I highly recommend it if you are wanting to if you want to make your brushes last way longer than honestly they have any right to, with how much sometimes we abuse them. I would really recommend getting some form of brush cleaner, and I specifically like the Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver. Comes in this multiple sizes of this tan container. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna go rinse my water because it now has a little bit of soapy suds in it. I'm gonna give my brush one more rinse to make sure it also doesn't have soapy suds left in it, and then we'll get back to painting Zeb. Alright, we have clean water, a clean brush, and a very green alien. Aw, yeah. Alright, let's do this. It is really good stuff. That guy, we are painting up Zeb from Imperial Assault, by the way, just to answer your what's up question. Outside of that, not a whole lot. We had to repair some of my brush because I didn't clean it apparently properly. But we're good now. Everything is fine. Alright, let's go ahead and I'm gonna angle him this way. You guys can still see fine. Alright, let's just get up in here a little bit. Onto his belt and underarms. And his butt. Okay. Other side of his arms there. I need a little bit more paint. Hello, Shrek! Welcome to the stream! Hope you're having a good day today. Oh, I haven't. I'm sorry to hear that, but hopefully it's almost over for you. Because it's Friday! Woo! And if you have to work weekends, then I'm sorry. But hopefully it is your weekend. After today. Alright. Feeling pretty good about where we're at with him. Get a little bit more here on his big feet. Big sort of froggy feet. Is he supposed to be like a... I can't remember now, actually. Is Zeb's race amphibious at all? I didn't think they were. But I also don't remember. Alright, I think that looks really good. The green is solid. Let's go ahead and come back in with a little bit of white. We're going to do this as a very light dusting. So we're going to stick entirely with our small brush. And this is just to bring out some brighter highlights. And I don't mind if it gets kind of mixed in with the green and just ends up turning into an even paler green. In fact, I would almost prefer that. And I think I want to focus this on... I mean, his outfit is green and yellow, so it's... I guess I'll focus it on his flesh to bring it into a little bit more of a gray. It's still a little too much. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is working. Oh my gosh, he looks so handsome. Look at that. Look at how beautiful he is. I almost don't want to add color to him. He's looking so, like, Like, he just stands out so well. Alright, I gotta keep going though. Let's keep going. We're not even done with this, and we will add color to him. We need to make him more screen accurate. Yeah. He's got like shorts on essentially. Okay. What is the back of his outfit like? Okay, it's green and dark green. Do I want to push? I'm gonna push the white a little bit more. Feel like I should. I'm actually gonna mix it in with the khaki green though. Alright, got a little bit in there. I'm gonna mix it in with my white. Just to make it lighter, but not... still have that hint of color. Getting his legs a bit more, his feet a bit more. Go. Let's get his head a bit more. This is also going to help smooth some of my transitions. Oops, sorry. Went a little bit off screen. Let me get back on there. I was getting some distance. I was like, ugh! Alright, I'm feeling pretty happy about that. I think we're ready to start actually putting some color on this boy. So that's precisely what we're going to do, and we're going to start with his flesh tone. So he, as I mentioned, has a purpley flesh, but it's kind of like a purple gray, which is why I'm thinking, why don't we use Dreadful Visage? I think that might actually be perfect. Tim, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a lovely day today. Oh, X-Lobster, don't worry. There's plenty of, there are plenty of YouTube channels out there to help you catch up on Star Wars lore, especially if you're wanting to jump into everything that's happening with Ahsoka right now, because, I acknowledge that Ahsoka is a show that has a lot of relevance to a lot of the cartoons, and I know that there are a lot of Star Wars fans out there that did not watch the cartoons. Why? I don't quite understand, because they're brilliant, and I don't know what people have against cartoons or anime or anything like that. They're great. Screw all of you, they're great. Who don't like it. Those of you that like it, you're awesome, and you have gained yourself a golden anime star in my book. The Hobby collab, no worries. We'll see you next time. Hope your stream goes well. But yeah, there's plenty of ways to catch up with what's going on in Star Wars. Okay, let's get out this dreadful visage, because I actually think this is going to be perfect. How are we doing on time, too? We're making okay time. We're making okay time. Alright, we may have to do, like, multiple layers of this, because it's been a while since I've used Dreadful Visage, but I think this is going to work well. So we're just going to do an overall wash of all of his fleshy bits. And I'm going to start with his feet. We're going to work our way up. Oh yeah, we're going to definitely... Is this a shade? No, this is a contrast paint. It is so soft. But it is the correct color, so we're gonna do this slowly. And with layers. But I do actually think this is gonna be perfect for Zeb. Main thing that I need to worry about is how am I going to do his stripes? Am I going to do it with shades, or am I going to in contrast, or am I going to do it with an opaque? I'm leaning towards contrast, but I don't know, the opaque might just be easier. And I can still thin it down to get it. Yeah, I might do that. Alright, well, we'll have to see. It really kind of depends on how well this shade, or this contrast paint works for his flesh tone. Which so far, I'm really liking. There we go. I absolutely will. Thank you, Havman. Hope you have a great rest of your workday and that your weekend goes well. Alright. That's the foot I already painted. Pay attention, Angela. I do feel a little bad that I'm using a paint called Dreadful Visage to paint him. But, you know, when the color works. Okay, so I believe that is all of his legs that are exposed. Now let's check out his arms. Big purpley muscles. Alright, yeah, no, I'm really liking this. I hope I should probably not forget the back of his arm though, folks. I am very impressed with the quality of these miniatures from, is it still Fantasy Flight Games, or did they switch it over? Hold on, let me grab the other. Oh, God, don't pull my headphones. Don't pull your headphones, Angel. Yes, okay. Yeah, so I will have to say, I am impressed with Fantasy Flight Games' miniatures for their modern Imperial style stuff. I do think they're pretty high quality. I think they capture the likeness of the characters quite well. I think the next ones that I'm going to be painting up will be Hera and Chopper. I think they'll be really fun. And honestly, pretty easy to paint up. I do also have the set that comes with Kanan when he is got his helmet on because he's been blinded. And Ezra, of course. Older Ezra, not Not like child Ezra. I mean, it's still technically a child, but not super young Ezra. Not season 1 Ezra. Technically, I think I've painted up my Sabine to be, like, the wrong era for the when this is meant to be taking place. But I don't care. I like that outfit that I put her on. Okay, I definitely think his flesh tone is gonna need, like, multiple passes, and it'll definitely need to be able to dry fully, but it's gonna do what I want it to. Just gonna keep mixing this paint. Hello! Ooh! Did you finish it?
Yep.
Nice! I'm so glad that was not a pot. Ooh, let me zoom out. Which one is this?
She paints and I build Legos. It's a vulture droid.
It's a vulture droid. That's right. This is from when? Like, what era?
Clone Wars. It's a Trade Federation.
Well, yeah, sorry. I meant, like, for Lego folks, what year did that come out?
I don't know. I think it was the 2010.
Okay, so an older set.
I wouldn't have confidence to say. But see, it's a...
Oh, that's right. I do.
Yeah, because these, when they land, they can walk so their head pops up.
Oh my god, that's so cool. I didn't realize this. Can both of them do it?
No.
Just the one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was about to try to lift the other one up. That's so cool. Look. I love the silhouette. That's awesome. Also, these are really fun, like, bombs.
Yeah, you see on the back? If you look at the back of it, you can see the release mechanism.
Oh, okay.
So you pull that towards you. Don't drop it in the paint.
I'm gonna not right now. I'll do it later. Because I don't want to accidentally drop it in the paint and, like, ruin anything. That's so cool! That's awesome. It's one of the vintage sets that we picked up also at Bricks and Minifigs because we have problems. X-Lobster, no worries. See ya next time! Alright, let's get back to painting his arm. There we go, yes. Yeah, I think the double layer... like, almost as a second glaze works really well. Okay, let's keep going. We'll switch to the other side. Weird angles to get in there. There we go. Alright, awesome. We'll let the other arm dry and we'll do a second layer. Looks like at this point we kind of just need to hit his face. So let's do it. Now his beard is also purple, so we're gonna put this just everywhere. So let me zoom back in. This looks really good. I'm really happy with it already. Worried I'm gonna jinx myself now that I've said that, but you know, it's fine. Everything's going to be fine, chat. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a final pass over some of the stuff we've painted already, but I'm actually pretty happy with it. I feel like it feels fleshy because of that undertone green highlight that we did.
Going to adjust camera position?
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm going to adjust your camera position.
Okay.
There.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd rather you be comfortable when we move the camera.
Yes. Boop. Hello. There we go. Just scoot my chair in a little bit. I get, like, ends up with divots in the floor, and then I'm like, I slide into them consistently. There we go. Alright, yeah, we definitely need to do the back of his head again. Also, we need to do the front of his head again, but I'm gonna let it finish drying a little bit. I think the arms are good. Oh, I haven't done his hands at all. I just realized. I should probably paint his hands. And then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back in with... I might do Magos purple. Like, it looks kind of Magos purple-y to me. For his stripes. Emphasize his muscles a little bit. Well, more. There we go. Alright, let's go back into his face. More paint. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm really... Hold on, let me use a little out of focus for you guys. There you go. I'm really happy with how the tint's coming out on his flesh tone. Like, it's looking like Zeb. So, one of the things that I struggled with when I first got started doing this and getting into painting miniatures again, and especially with the idea, like something I struggled with when we came up with the idea to do the channel is, and I asked for Chaos Cultist's help a lot at the very beginning with color choices, because having a lot of background in working in black and white art, didn't really feel like I laid color out super well. And I feel so much more confident modernly about my color choices and how to achieve like what I see on something and then be able to replicate it onto a miniature. And that's just really cool. Like, I don't know. I'm especially appreciating it here with Zeb, because I don't really, like, I'm looking at the action figure of him as my reference to give me some, like, decent guidance, because they, you know, they simplify the miniatures a little bit and they simplify the action figures a bit. So I find them to be actually pretty decent references for when painting my Star Wars models, especially since the lighting and sometimes can affect how, like, the art looks from the shows if you can't find, like, a decent turnaround of the character, like, from the source. So I like to use those. And I feel like reproducing what I'm seeing in a way that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to. I was actually very nervous about painting Zeb, and now he's turning into one of my favorites that I've painted in a while, just because of how swimmingly this is going. I mean, his outfit is already looking kind of like how his outfit is meant to, which is just, let's work for me later. However, I do think... So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and work on his stripes. Because if I feel that I need to put maybe like a light wash of the same paint I just did on his flesh tone back over everything to smooth it all out, I can without making him too much darker. And that way, if I still feel like there's a little bit too much of the greenish tone that we did first showing through, I can fix that. But honestly, I'm pretty freaking happy with it. Okay, let's work on the stripes. So for the stripes, I think I am going to go with Magos Purple. Because they're not quite Luxian purple. They're not quite that purpley purple. He does have a very muted tone to him, ultimately. Maybe... Is this gonna be... It might have a little bit too much red, but we can knock that back down with our other color. So let's... Okay, actually, hold on. I want to check one other thing. So the Magos Purple idea could work, but I'm a little nervous it's too red. So I'm going to see what Druchii Violet looks like. It'll also be thinner, so I can... Yeah, we're going to go with Druchii. Druchii is definitely the one to go with. Okay, so the nice thing about this is because it's a shade and not a contrast paint, I can do it really thin and build it up if we need to. So... On the back, let's start with what's on the back of his head. So he's got... two... stripe there. Stripe there. Bigger stripe. And I do know that technically these lines here are part of his darker stripe pattern, so let's try to do that. Okay. And he has some on his, like, cheekbones. And then we're gonna put this color into his beard because his beard gets darker, so it's definitely how we're gonna do that. Also, we may have to do his stripes in opaque. I don't know if they're gonna show up super well with the contrast. Although it's kind of showing up. Like, okay, so that's the one that wraps around the back of his head. And goes down here. And then, let's see. Goes right there. I mean, it's kind of getting his look. Here, let's... I know when my hand gets in the way, it kind of unfocuses him, but like... I think we're getting it a little bit. Alright, let's try doing the stuff on his arms. That's going to be a little bit, I think, more noticeable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Alright, so it looks like there's one... So they curve... around, like this. Okay, so there's one. Another one. I think that works. And then you might see some on this hand. Do they go onto his fingers at all? Not really. Okay. I am going to emphasize the shadow a little bit. Just a smidge there, and then... Alright, there's that one. Right, it's going pretty smoothly, actually. And then does he have... He does have a bunch on his feet. Okay, cool. Well, keep going then. Alright, it looks like... they taper on the backs. Which is fine with me. There we go. Okay, we've got one side. And then let's do the other. Oh, I've released the upper leg or the lower leg. We need to do the feet still. Oh boy. All right. Oh, Zeb, I hope I'm doing you justice. Okay, let's do his feet. Which... I'll go like that. I'll make the sides. Alright, mostly just seems to be on the sides when it comes to his feet, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of lines there delicately and call it. Because, yeah, I mean, he reads a Zev, right? Like, there's no doubt about that. I think I'm gonna do a very light wash of the visage back over his face a little bit. Just blend things. Alright, yeah. And I'm feeling pretty good about that, actually. Feeling pretty good about that. I like him.
Yes, you.
Yep, here you go.
Yeah. The green has come off great.
Yeah, I think the khaki green that I did as a dry brush has really helped, because it helps...
Yeah, I mean,
like,
really, his clothing just needs, like...
a wash.
Well, the yellow.
And the yellow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of a wash, because he's got a couple of, like, two-tones in his green.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree. He's coming along quite nice. I actually think I'm going to take a very short break just to double-check on my kitties and also get myself with something a little bit to eat real quick, guys. So I'll be back in, like, 10 minutes. I will see you at 12:25. I misclicked that 3 times. I was trying to get my microphone back on, and I just kept accidentally missing the button to unmute me. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to today's stream. We have dear old sweet Zeb here. He is beautiful. I'm really happy with how his flesh came out. I think it looks really good. Our next thing to work on is his outfit. So I think we're gonna do the yellow first because it is the center portion. It's honestly a little bit of an awkward position for the color, honestly, but you know, it's fine. Everything's cool. It's like a really bright yellow, so we're gonna go with Bad Moon yellow. Like super bright, super, super yellow. And see what this does and hope that we don't have to correct. And or paint over it with some, like, opaques or something. I don't really have that many opaque yellows. Is gonna be the one concern there, but we're gonna hope that this works. I mean, it's super yellow. So in theory, it should be fine. Okay, so we need to get in to the center of his outfit. So I'm gonna delicately stab my brush upwards in here. Oh yeah, I think this will be fine. I think this color will be great. Okay. That's done. I'm going to grab a brush to get some of the yellow I got onto his belt off. Ooh, oh, I just made it worse. Well, it's fine. It'll be fine. Alright, let's keep going. Basically, everything in between these two decorative designs on his outfit are in yellow. Down to his knee pads. Where does it go onto the back? Okay, it actually wraps to the other 2 lines. Alright, cool. Excellent. That makes things easy. Okay, I guess there is... Okay, yeah, it does stop both his knee pads. Excellent. I also need to look and see how to do his, I don't remember, bowcaster, I think is what it's called? Is that what the name of Zeb's weapon was? I can't actually remember. I know it was super important to him. And... oh, what was his name? The Imperial agent. Agent Callus. That's right. It was Agent Callus. Oh my god. So the only minis that I'm missing from the Imperial Assaultist set for Rebels is Callus and Thrawn. And I'm a little bummed about that. Unfortunately, they didn't have them when I got the rest of these guys at the store. And I didn't realize until much later after I'd bought them that Thrawn and them were part of this. You know, I should look online, see if I can get them real quick before our game. That'd be really cool. Alright, I'm feeling pretty darn swell about this. So much so that I feel like we can probably move on. I don't really feel like I'm missing anything. Okay, cool. So the yellow's done. Maybe... let's see if I can bring it up a little bit more here. I mean, it's there. I definitely got it up into this section, so... okay. That's feeling better. And there's pretty much no other yellow on him, so we're done with that color. Okay, it is a bowcaster. Thank you, James. That's what I thought. That was awesome. I love Callus's whole arc. Him going from being, you know, hardcore Imperial agent to be like, hey, maybe this isn't so good. Maybe I should join the rebellion. It is pretty great. Although I think in the game he's predominantly on the Imperial side, because that would probably make it lean a little bit too much in the Rebels' favors. All right, so for the rest of his outfit, this is going to be pretty straightforward, actually. We're going to do Mortarian Grime and... Okay, hold on, actually. Because I want Militarum Green. And I might do Plague Bearer Flesh. He's actually got a couple different greens. So I think Plague Bearer Flesh is what we're going to put on... Is it the same color? No, okay, so his outfit and his armor are two different green color tones. So Militarum Green is going to get combined possibly with Poxwalker Shade or Mortarian Grime. Ooh, actually, it could also go with Athonian Camo Shade. Okay, we got some experimenting a little bit to do. Actually, Poxwalker Shade may be too dark. Maybe for the center. Interesting. Okay. Well, first things first that we're gonna do, for sure, is Poxwalker Flesh is, or Plague Bearer Flesh is gonna go on his pants. Because this is definitely more the color that is on his pants. It almost blends in too much with my yellow, actually. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Let's see, does it still do it? No, it's different. I just need to layer it a bit more. Which actually works, because it is kind of a subtle... I mean, I guess it's not really subtle, but... It just was looking really yellow to me for a moment. Yeah, no, it's looking more green now. Plus, like I said, we're gonna layer it. There we go. Okay, this is actually working beautifully. I need to do these side panels. This will work great too, because it means that my green that I do for his armor, which I am going to do with Militarum Green, will distinctly stand out, which is brilliant. Under the arm. Try not to hit the arm. There we go. There we go. Now it's starting to look a bit more distinctly green. There are points where, because of the grisaille that we did, and because we used that khaki Krieg color, which has a yellow-green tint to it, the yellow is picking up a little bit of a green hue when the grays hit to it. So we really want to emphasize our greens a bit more because of that. Especially when we're right next to the yellow. Okay, good. I'm in a good spot. Such a beautiful olive green color, though. Alright, British shoulder pads. Okay, they are all part of the other metal. Or the painted green metal. Okay, cool. I'm gonna come back to doing our second coat of Plaguebearer's Flesh after we've done a coating of the armor color, so that we can work on some other things while that dries instead of just blow drying some stuff. Actually, it'll probably just be easier to blow dry it real quick. Finish with that color and then actually move on to our next one, if I'm honest about it. So we're almost done, I think. But I want to make sure I hit it from all the angles so that those more hidden recessed areas will also dry. Alright, that's feeling pretty good. Not get our cords tangled, that would be bad. And we'll come back in with some more Plaguebearer Flesh. Alright. Okay, specifically, I would like to emphasize this panel. Good, and then we're going to do a little bit more on this side too. Okay, I might do one more pass once it's dry one more time, but I'm just gonna let it sit for right now. We are gonna actually move on to our Militarum Green. Although it needs a lot more shaking. I'm gonna use the Vortex mixer. Okay, that seems thoroughly mixed. Okay. I'm gonna use this as the darker of the two greens, which means that this is gonna go specifically on these front two panels. Oh yeah, I'm definitely made the correct choice with that. That's good. And then on the back, it also shows them. Wonderful. And then for the armor pieces, let's play with that too. So, yeah, see, this is an example of where they simplified his armor. In the show, it's got a little bit more, like, stuff sticking off of it. Maybe this is just a different era. Actually, now that I say that, but it looks like they simplified it a little bit. That's okay. We'll still make it look cool. Because Zeb is a badass. There we go. Okay, we're looking good so far on that side. I'm going to emphasize the color here. It looks a little pale. There's that. Let's keep doing all of his armor pieces. Alright, so there's that. That one too. I always forget how much I need to actually add water to Militarum Green. There's not a lot of contrast paints that I actually feel like I need to do that specifically to, but Militarum Green is one of them. Because it can get very just thick without it. And cause some weird, like, splotchiness. just needs to stay very wet. There we go. That's looking really nice. Alright, so that looks good. We've done that detail. The chest portion looks good. Is there any green? No, that is metal. Okay. Oh, and then, yes, actually, so these need to be... Let's get it to focus on him, not my hand. Oh my gosh, I'm really happy actually with how Zeb's coming out. This is great. I actually think I'm happier with him than I am Sabine. And I was really happy with Sabine. I still need to work on faces though. And I don't even just mean eyes, I just mean like I still need to work on doing like human flesh tones. It's just not... I find doing alien flesh tones like Zeb so much easier than I find working on like human flesh tones. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because, like, the peachy colors, like, getting them right, not overdoing them, just I find harder. Maybe it's because aliens have more, like, dramatic faces. So I find it tends to be easier to work on. Maybe that's what it is. Human, like, they always give humans super delicate features, especially women. So they always end up being, like, stressful to work on, you know what I mean? Alright, excellent. So that is taken care of. He's looking good. He does have a really good expression on his face, you're right. That is super true. Alright, so that's looking good. Shoulders, I want to emphasize a little bit on this side. Okay, that's looking good. His belt. What is his belt? That's right, the center portion needs to be this dark color as well. Alright, so that's painted, and then the rest of the belt is actually also darker. It's like one little section that's the lighter tone. Okay, so that's that. That's that. Alright. Okay. I just thought of something that I could use potentially as my lighter color tone, and now I'm trying to think about what it is of my greens. I think it's one of the... I think it's Mantle Sport. Ah! Gut Ripper Flesh. I think this will work perfectly for the like wraps on the back of his weapon. So we'll do this for that, but I'm going to use camo shade. Let's stick with what we're doing. I need to really just wash the other armor bits using this because I think it'll deepen it just enough to make it look like how it's supposed to without me really having to do much work, because I think we're kind of already there with the color. Yeah, this is gonna go great. Okay, here we go. And I can actually use it to enhance the Militarum green. Might need to do a few washes of it, I think, just to really enhance it, but I think it's gonna work really well. You know what? Hell, we can even put it over the Plague Bearer's flesh now that I think about it. Oh, we didn't put the... sorry. One moment. Winding back just a second. I realized I didn't do on the front of Zeb's shirt his straps in the dark green, so hold on. Okay, there we go. We're going to blow dry him before we do any more of the wash so that we don't accidentally spread any of that camo shade anymore. Yeah, I think we're good now. Let's keep adding some more wash. Yeah, actually the camo shade, Athonian camo shade, like, that's really annoying. Sorry, the Militarum green with the camo shade is I mean, obviously it should work well together, but it's doing exactly what I had hoped it would. Which is fantastic. As I just wanted a multitude of army green colors, because that's kind of how Zeb dresses himself. I don't know if that is part of his culture, like the green color tone, or if it is his own choice, but I do like it. It's very fun to paint. My kind of colors. Greens and purples and yellows. Do a little bit more work on his belt over here. And then I think this little patch on his side. Yeah, okay, we just have his blade to work on now. He's looking really handsome. Alright, so for this, I think we need to first do the, like, Basilicanum Gray on the gun itself. So let me grab some of that. I don't know, David. I don't know why you're finding it very calming, but I'm glad that you are. Because painting should be relaxing in my personal experience. I think it should be a chill hobby that does not involve unnecessary stress. Oh, also the music. The music is probably also helping. We have some very chill synthwave vibes going, which does add to our relaxed tone. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say is doing it. All right, so the main things that we want to avoid are these bone-shaped little things next to the side, but otherwise, and then the wraps themselves, but everything else is just going to be gray. That looks good. Now let's get in here. That little portion there. Where did I put this on my palette? Oh my gosh, you know when you get like so much stuff on your palette that you stop seeing where you put your paint down? Change your palettes, everybody. And this is like the last little section. Right there. Okay, that looks great. Let's now get our final color, which is the wraps, which is just like a light color tone. And then we might do a little bit of a glaze of this over the bones because they're actually kind of this color in the picture. So I need my vortex mixer again. That's better. Totally, I understand that exactly, Thomas. Bob, I really do like synthwave a lot. I'm not a big music person, so I don't really have like a specific genre that I listen to most often, but like I guess I listen to rock, like various types of rock a lot. I listen to a lot of like themes for cartoons and anime and TV shows a lot, and then like covers. And then I like most genres of music most of the time. Like I don't really like some extreme rap. I also don't really like some really extreme like country. Like I like some country and I like some rap, but I don't like all of them. But I'm pretty open to giving at least like most music a try because I'm pretty much whatever you want to listen to, fine. But at least in regards to the streams, I like to put synthwave on because one, it's the one that I use is royalty free, which is great. It means I can actually run ads on my streams and try to make a little bit income off of these things, as well as it doesn't have a lot of lyrics, which I find less distracting, especially when I'm painting. So I tend to go with like, at least when I'm doing an activity, something without lyrics, because otherwise I will just want to sing along constantly with all the songs that I hear. Like I can't sing like at all. But yeah, I do like to sing along to things. Oh yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect for the wraps. Okay, that looks beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to emphasize the bone color, or the khaki color, on those bones there. Get a little bit of water in my brush. There we go. Just sort of glaze that up. Okay. And with that, I'm gonna use this, actually the same yellowy white color tone. And we're gonna very gently try to dab his eyes a little bit, just to pop them a bit more, because they actually... Okay, we're gonna try it. But I'm gonna cheat. Because I'm gonna use a micron. But I need to find one of my tiny, tiny, tiny ones. So give me a moment. But we're gonna try to put some eyes on him. Okay, I am back. I'm going to make sure all my pots are closed. Fully. I sometimes have a bad habit of not doing it fully. Which is bad, because of my paints dry out. Which is not good, we don't want that. Okay. What size tip is this? That's gonna be way too big. What size tip is this? Alright, let's see if we have a let's see if we can find our tiniest... You know, the felt tip might not be a bad idea. It does have a pretty decent tip on it. And but I want to see if I have... What size is this? That might work. Nope, too thick. This is definitely gonna be too big. That's an 8. Like, really what I want is I need it that size, but in black. Or brown. I'll take brown, too. Ooh. Ooh, actually, hold on. Even better. Okay, so I found... You can't see that at all. It's too tiny. Hold on. Come on, focus on the pen. Focus on the pen. Focus on the pen. Come on, camera. It's there. There we go. So we're gonna use that tiny little tip to try to dot some eyes on this boy. And hope that I don't mess it up. All right. There we go. What do you think? I think he looks pretty darn good. You know what? Let's see. Sabine's over here. Can we... I unfortunately don't think we can do anything for her eyes, unfortunately. They're just so dark. Hold on, I'm gonna do a smidge of cleanup. Yeah, I actually think he looks pretty good. Thank you. I am very happy with him. Well, I think the only thing we now need to do is just paint his base black. So let me grab some of my Army Painter black paint. And we'll do that real quick, because then he'll match Sabine and they'll be a completed team. I don't know what the fuck has happened to my black paint, but it's exploded all over. What happened there? I must have squeezed it or something. Oh my god. Holy shit, what did I do? I must have squeezed this paint bottle without it being fully sealed or something, because I got... much of that black paint up there. Alright, well, that's a now useless piece of paper towel to me. Alright, let's get the base painted. I actually want a bit more paint. I'm really glad that you've been enjoying how chill the stream is. Wow, it was still doing it. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this matte black paint. Oh well. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like it's clogging it up or anything, so it'll be fine. I don't remember what the boards look like in Imperial Assault, so we're just going with black faces to make it easy on ourselves instead of putting, like, spaceship designs or anything on them. I might do something later once I've got them all complete and I see what the boards actually look like once we're playing and everything, but for now, this will work. No problem, go for it. Painting the stream is going to be ending soon anyways. It was lovely to have you here. And we'll see you next time. Oh, I just got black paint all over my light. Whoops. It's not the first time, it's not the last time. Thankfully, it's just on the controls portion. Or like the stem, it's not the actual light itself. But it is funny whenever that happens. Where's my paint? There it is. Thank you, Alan. I'm really glad you also like him. I'm really happy with how Zeb turned out. I was nervous because, like I said, alien creature, I always get a little nervous working on them, but I find that I really enjoy working on their flesh tones. I mean, oftentimes I work on purple aliens, that probably helps. It is, like, my favorite color. So I might be a little bit biased, but you know what? That's fine. It works out for me, and I really have enjoyed how he's turned out. Alright, let's get a little bit more water on the brush. do one more pass over the main surface, just to smooth things out. Alright, there we go. May have gotten a little bit of black paint on his feet. Hold on. Oh my god, I just cracked the hell out of my shoulder. Alright, there we go. I think I've cleaned that up a little bit, and we got some there too. Okay, there we go. And with that, Zeb and Sabine Wren are now complete. We have a third of the Ghost crew finished up, and honestly, I haven't fully decided yet. I'm gonna switch to hold on, let me switch to full. Hello. I haven't fully decided yet. But I might come back in later today, depending on how I'm feeling, and do an evening stream tonight. I haven't decided. So keep an eye out for that. So if you are interested in more of this, I might be doing another one later this evening. Like I said, I haven't fully decided, but I'm really enjoying painting these Imperial Assault miniatures. And because I have like Hera and Chopper and then Kanan and Ezra still left to do, and I actually would like to have them for the game that I'm going to be running for Chaos Cultist soon. I might do that again tonight, and then tomorrow, instead of doing something video game, I might also be painting up some more of these models. So be looking forward to that. And I did see, so Lisa asked, how does the miniature attach to the holder? So I am just using, I'm not going to pick him up because I don't want to put my fingers all over his base. But I can use one of these. Oh, here, actually, I've got a spare handle here completely. So the handles that I use, let me switch over back to normal. So the handles that I use are from Redgrass Games, and they come in two parts. This is the main handle, and this is the cap that will slide onto there. But the way that we're keeping the miniatures on there is I'm just using blue tack. And you can use a variety of different tacky materials. Blue tack is a specific brand that is a low tack. It tends to work pretty well with miniatures. You can get it off of your miniatures pretty cleanly, which is very important because sometimes people use this stuff also to do masking if they want to block out an area on the miniature where they want to guarantee they're not going to end up getting paint. This can be used as a masking material. And then you just peel it back off. Now there is a risk with that because the paint will sometimes dry against the sides of this and then you can peel it, or at least I've had that occur myself. So something I would caution when using this for doing masking, but I've seen people do it if they don't have the masking tape or the like brush-on adhesive stuff that you can use. But that's all this is you can just use some sort of mounting putty. Blue tack, like I said, is a specific brand used for miniatures. Like it is, I think, a brand name associated predominantly with like the miniature community. But if you are in the US and you go to like your local Walmart or Target or really any place that sells hanging hardware for picture framing, any of the sticky mounting tack that you can use for getting posters up onto your wall, or the museum putty that you might use for securing physical objects to mantles to prevent them from falling off of your shelves if in the case of like an earthquake or something like that, or just like the house shaking randomly, you can use that kind of material as well to get it to stay put. But yeah, it's really, really, really convenient. Now you do want to be a little bit particular about what putty you might actually pick up, which is why I specifically do recommend either blue tack or museum putty specifically. Like those are two branded versions of this tacky material, specifically because the museum putty and blue tack, in my experience, have enough hold that when you're still putting pressure, like when you're dry brushing a miniature, for example, it is not 100% as guaranteed to knock the miniature off of your handle as much as I have some other styles of putty. So just be cautious when you're buying some. Thomas, I am dedicated. I am using two dedicated. I'm not using two webcams specifically. No problem, Thomas. Also, don't ever worry about asking about setup questions. So what I'm actually using, so I do have a webcam. That's what you're looking at me with. That is a webcam. What you're actually looking at the screen with is this camera. So it's my M50. Now my M50 is wired with a cable to be able to directly plug in to my computer so that I can just get the feed directly. It's very nice, actually. So if you are specifically wanting to stream miniature painting or film miniature painting, this setup right here, the setup with this camera, invaluable in my personal opinion. I feel like I get really high quality. Now, it's a little bit of an investment, so if you're getting started, you can absolutely still do this with your cell phone. In fact, I did notice actually one of my other webcams, not the one that's in here, like not the one right here that we're using now, but the one that is in Chaos Cultist's office, we realized has actually really good macro focus. Like really good macro focus. So there are definitely some webcams I think you could find that might be cheaper than getting an M50 to do the same thing or give you similar quality. But I've had this basically since I started doing YouTube. It's what I started doing like vlog and like face cam stuff with. But ultimately we switched it over to be doing the miniature painting because we just get really nice focus with it. And I do always try to stream with the two camera setup, unless I'm doing something that doesn't really require it. Like if I'm doing like video game streaming, there's no reason for this camera to be used because it's a video game. I'm just going to be capturing my desktop or whatever, or like a windowed screen. But when I'm doing miniature painting stuff, absolutely. Like this thing, I love it. And then I do always have the webcam because I find that I like being able to have you guys be able to see my expression as I'm talking about things, because I just feel like it helps communicate my emotions and feelings about the things that I'm speaking about more. But I know that there are some people who don't care about being on camera, and so they'll just do the one camera setup. It's really up to you. But yeah, I hope that helps answer your question. And I think with that lovely little educational note, and Zeb now officially being dry. Oh, he's so good. He's not going to focus on there. It's fine. We could switch back over to... You know what? We'll do it. We'll switch back over to the M50 one more time. Look at him. There he is. He's pleased with how he turned out. He looks great. I just realized I forgot to paint his buckles. Hold on. We can't leave him incomplete. Where's my gray? I forgot that those were meant to be gray. And I just realized as we were looking at him, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There we go. Okay, now he's complete, and we can call him done. I'm very happy with this. Like I said, I might be coming back a little bit later today, and if not, at least tomorrow. I think we're going to end up painting some more Star Wars miniatures, so if you enjoyed this, make sure to be back tomorrow. Wow. I went through puberty there. I'm so sorry. Make sure to be back tomorrow. I shouldn't shout at you. That's clearly part of my problem. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no, please don't sneeze. Please don't sneeze. Just go away, sneeze. Oh. See, if I didn't have the second webcam, how would you have been able to see that glorious just prevention of a sneeze there? Okay, I do think I'm going to head out now. I will either be back later tonight with some more Star Wars painting, or we'll be back tomorrow morning with some more Star Wars painting, and we might even go longer tomorrow. Maybe that's what I'll end up doing. I don't really know. I haven't fully decided, but keep an eye out, and no matter what, we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. I hope you guys had a great time. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss future live streams if you enjoy this kind of content. If you enjoyed this today specifically, make sure to give this video a like. It really does help us out. And yeah, make sure to, if you haven't already, I'm still pushing my tank video. I want to keep still pushing those numbers. It's been slowly rising, but I want to go more. So if you haven't already, go watch my latest tank video where I paint up the Panzer 38T. I had a delight doing it. I really had fun putting that video together with the Chaos Cultist. So please do go check it out. And I think that's going to be it for me. See you guys, and I'll either see you later tonight or I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.